Okay, welcome back, guys. So, Tarindu, what is our next topic?
Yes, Isuru. Next, we're going to speak about how to start and grow your real estate business in Sri Lanka. So, for that, we have invited Mr. Rimza Zavir, MD Minwad Private Limited, and he's well known as Rim in the real estate industry. He's having 4 decades of experience in real estate market in Sri Lanka. So over to you, Mr. Rimza.
Okay, good to you all. First of all, would like to mention how I started my real estate business. This was 4 decades ago. I started my real estate business because I got this knack from my mom, and she was a realtor, and she was doing real estate, and that's how I got the knack. And she was doing the sales, and I was doing the renting. So after that, at that time it was we never had any mobile phones, and we never had any high-rise buildings. It was all houses and apartments, and apartments with annexes from the houses that we used to rent. And most of the foreigners, they all, when they come here, they all want houses with garden, and very few houses with swimming pool. And most of them were living in Colombo 3, 4, 5, 7. And after a while, there was a great demand for houses in Colombo. Then they started going out to suburbs like Navala, Battaramulla, and Radagiri. Then after a while, my son was educated in Australia. He came back. The director of the company, and it was going on. So we going on, and then after a while, Lanka Property Web came in, and my son told me, Dada, it's a good idea to get in touch with them and start advertising through them. And then I said, no problem, because I know nothing about IT. So he's the one who started this joined Lanka Web and started doing this IT. And I think they are #1 in Sri Lanka, and they are very good. And we've got most of our contacts through them, and all our foreigners, all our customers, they all say that Lanka Property Web is very good, and that's how they found our address. And I recommend them 100%. And even for all these young realtors, I tell them to contact them, to join them, and they will be very helpful for you all. And also, I must tell you another thing. After all these high-rise buildings came in, there are a lot of competition. And during our period, there are only a few realtors, but now there are a lot of real estate agents and companies, and we still compete with them. And can't grumble. We have achieved what we wanted, and we are generally slow and steady. I mean, and that's how we work. And main thing is, of all this, I see a lot of young realtors are coming in, and I always tell them, I want to advise them to be honest and have good ethics, and to even if you make a deal, you must always tell the truth to your clients, and not to deceive them, because you will always get your future business through them. Because once you make a good deal with them, they'll always recommend you to another, and that's what I can advise you all. And also presently what has happened is, after this COVID issue, the real estate, the whole thing has dropped. We feel it should pick up after a couple of months, and there are only few clients who are wanting to buy apartments or even to rent. Most of the foreign clients are still waiting to come to Sri Lanka, and I think once this COVID issue is sorted, they all will come and there will be a real boom the real estate trade. That's what I can say, and I always tell all our young realtors and the other realtors to always, if you want any advertising, to go to Lanka Property Web. They are very good because they have been very helpful to us from the very inception that they came in and we joined them. And up to now, we have got very good relationship and they are very honest. And my son is the one who most of the time deals with them. And he too always says, Dada, they are very good, Dada. They are very good in their work, and he gets a lot of inquiries from abroad, from foreign companies, from leading companies, for apartments, for sales, for land, for various, etc. And that's all I can say at the moment. And thank you.
For the newcomers, what to do and how ethical and truthful to the
Yeah, for the newcomers, my advice is that's how I started. Always try to be truthful. When you meet a client, tell them the truth. If there's a canal and if there are mosquitoes, you tell them the truth. I can show you this place, but there's a canal. But if there's any mosquito breeding, you are not responsible, because what happens is some of the houses or apartments sometimes you can find they cannot see the canal immediately. You know, they are all newcomers. They move into an apartment or a house, and it takes a while for them to realize there's a canal behind the house. So sometimes for adults it's okay, but when you have small kids, it's not very good because they're scared of dengue and various other epidemics. So because of that, you have to be always truthful to your clients and also try to get the best deal for the clients. That's the main thing. If you even if you want to sell something, tell them the truth. That's the main thing, and don't try to inflate rates. Even if the land, if someone wants because of the commission, don't try to inflate rates, because people after a while they are going to come to know, because there are a lot of foreigners who might even get in touch with them after a couple of months, and they will tell, why do you go and pay so much? The market is only this much, and you have paid far above, and then you get chopped. You see, then they won't come back to you. That's the end of your business with that particular company or particular individual. So that's what I can advise you. Be always honest, honorable, and that's the main thing. The real estate business, because this is a business. You know, you can get a lot of contacts to word of mouth. You see, and even the property web, they are very helpful. Lanka Property Web, but even they won't be able to help you out. If some individual goes and says, "Don't contact this so and so," he's not honest and he's not honorable. Please go to somebody else. So, for all the new realtors, my advice is to keep that in mind, and that's how you can progress and good for your future, and you'll really do well to take that kind of advice.
of face ups and downs in the business.
Yeah, in the business, you always have ups and downs. So when you make a deal or whatever, you have to keep something for your rainy day. You see, that's how it works. So we are also like that. Now we don't have that kind of business because of all these issues, but we have come a long way. But for all the newcomers, what I'm saying is, when you make something, put a part the bank or somewhere and try to spend the balance, and then on a rainy day, you can always use that. Which a lot of youngsters, they don't think of that, because when they make a deal or whatever, first thing is they want a expensive car, and then they want to go and buy an apartment, they want to take a loan, and all these type of things, you see. So all that is good as long as your business is good, and after about 5 years, 8 years, 9 years, then you can think of those things. I also did all these things, after a long time, I never bought a house. I started my business in 1980. We always wish you all the best of luck and wish you well. Thank you.
So surprisingly, we have Mr. Naveed Zavir, director of Naveed Private Limited, son of Mr. Rim. So he has been moving forward the business in last few years, and we'll see and we'll get some experience from him, like how he's moving forward the business with new technology and new things happening in the real estate industry. Over to you, Naveed.
Continuing from my dad's speech, so I have been basically working with my dad from the year 2011, and ever since I joined my dad, I think our company, Menwin Private Limited, was the first among the first companies to join with Lanka Property Web. So ever since we had joined with Lanka Property Web, we've been having very good relationship, and we've been having fantastic leads, new clients, and business has been being very good for us as a real estate company. So I think back in the days, as what my dad had explained to you, it was we didn't have websites or Facebook marketing or Instagram promotional, or whatever the strategies what we use at the moment. So now real estate has been taken to a different criteria, to a different level, I must say. So it has made consumers easy to for an example, everything is on a phone, a device, an app, so where you can basically select your properties if you wanna purchase, if you want to rent, or if you're looking at commercial properties. So it's evolved on a website. So an advice to the newcomers who would want to enter the real estate market, I think trust is the very most important factor that we all learn. So that's basically what I've learned from my dad. Trust, honesty, selling a property or renting a property is very important. Buyer, seller, you have to be honest in what you sell and the details what you basically give your buyer and seller. So last year, due to the pandemic, COVID-19, the real estate market was very much low, and we were under lockdown for over about 3 to 4 months time, and the only way that we could basically communicate was by email and promoting on websites, especially Lanka Property Web, having a couple of inquiries coming in. So I think from last year, December 2020, we saw a gradual an increment in leads, and now at current we can see that a lot of inquiries coming into play, and basically things are, I think, back on track, and we hope and pray that there'll be a lot of foreigners who be basically wanting to come back, especially the expat the market. So we are looking forward for them, and the future looks very promising to us. And last, I would like to thank Lanka Property Web for giving us this opportunity for me and my dad. And it's been a great journey with you guys. It's been over 10 years. And like I said before, we've always had very good leadership, and we look forward to build our honesty and trustworthy with you guys. And all the very best to you. Thank you once again for this fantastic opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rim and Mr. Navid, for your delightful insights on how you have done your business over the 4 decades and how Mr. Navid have taken over the baton and he's running the business, the show now. Almost an hour has gone, so I think you might have even questions about what we have discussed so far. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them through the chat option that it's provided. So we'll try to answer them for you. And I mean, we might not be able to answer them right directly, but we will reply to you through email to all of your questions personally after this event. So yeah. So before we go to the next topic, stay tuned for few messages from our sponsors.